Hey, it's Mike with emini Underground, and today I'm going to run through the charts for the week of February 20th through the 24th. The 20th was American holiday, so there really was no trading for that session. So we're going to go ahead and start right off on the 21st, which was Tuesday, excuse me. And coming off the holiday, we had a pretty slow start. We had three small losers in a row, but this is really a good opportunity to go over some of the nitty gritty of the system. And with our stop set at 2.5 and our target set at 3, how do we end up with a minus 3/4, a minus 1 point, and a minus 1.5 point? Well, the reason is because the market's turning us around before we're being hit by our stop. So we have an entry here off of this pivot, and it pretty quickly turns against us, but we get another entry of a red market force, a downbound pivot, which is broken by a red market acceleration. That's 3 ticks below where we entered originally. So we switch our position. If you're using TradeStation, you just click reverse position, and it'll get you short. Now, the same thing happens again, and we end up long on the very next pivot for a minus 1. And then we're going to end up down here, turning around and going short again. This gets us about 2 points, but our exit's at 3, so we don't fill that. And then we end up short off of this pivot when it's broken right here. We have a red market force indicator, downbound pivot, which is broken by a red market acceleration. This kind of forms a nice little head and shoulders style top, and down we go. We end up with a 3-point winner, and then we also have another entry which gets us another 3 points. And then right towards the end of the day, the way we end up with a 1.5 point winner is we are entered here off of this break. This green market force is pointing up prior to being broken. They don't always have to be prior to the pivot. But once you see that, you look for your upbound pivot, and once it's broken by the green market acceleration bar, then we're long, and we get out at the close of the 4:10 Eastern time bar, which puts us at 1.5 points. So 4.25 points total for Tuesday. And I'm going to try and pick up the pace a little bit here. Wednesday was a losing day overall. We got turned around on very quickly here in the beginning. These frustrate me, to be perfectly honest, but it's really just a matter of sticking with the system, and at the end of the week, you end up on the plus side. So this one brings us all the way down to the bottom, and then this one is, if this frustrates me, this makes me very happy. Pretty much gets you in right at the first turn of the bottom, up for 3 points. Then we have kind of this weird little dip, and it gets us in for another couple ticks and turns on us. And then we have another situation at the end of the day where we're getting in here, going through a bunch of, we miss getting stopped out here, it comes back down, and then at the 10 after bar, once we tally everything up, we end up making a quarter, 1 tick. So on the day, we were down 1 3/4 points on Wednesday. And you'll find that the winning days are going to be 2 to 3 times what your losing days are. And you're going to have 2 to 3 times more winning days than losing days. So that's kind of how the system works. Okay, so if that was Wednesday, this is Thursday. The 23rd, we had a small winning day. We only had 2 trades, really. We kind of missed this whole thing. And this is a situation which I've gone through in some of the videos on how to set up the charts, where this pivot here, this red bar right here, was actually green, and we were in the market. Then it closed red, so we quickly reversed and got out. Then it went in our favor. That very rarely happens, but this ended up being a non-trade. We end up with a short position here, and it just kind of peters out after a while. And once that turns us back around long, I didn't put an arrow in. It was off of this pivot. That was for a 2-tick or half a point loss from here to here. And that got us in. We just kind of nicely went up for the rest of the day for 3 points. So we got 2.5 points out of Thursday. And remember, all of these are, the 2.5 points is based on just the minimum market move. That's just one contract. We trade a 2-contract minimum, so that's where we come up with our totals for the week. And here's another day where, we have one winner at the end of the day. We've got a couple losers, and I've said this probably for the last month, at least, that Fridays are really... I'm very close to not trading on Fridays, because even when we do have winning days, it's very low volume. Market's not moving. Our range is small. It's like people are kicking off for a long weekend, and frankly, if everyone else is going to do that, I might as well. But all told, we have a minus 1.25 total points on the day. Again, you're going to see 2, 3, 4 times more on your winning days. Your losing days, we had 2 losing days for 3 points, and we still end up on the week trading 2 contracts, 7.5 points. It's $750. Not quite the week that we had last week where we made over $3,000, but usually this is about the low end of things, which if you're okay with $750 for a week of trading on 2 contracts, and the 3,000 plus, that's kind of on the high end of things. We're usually right in the middle of those, somewhere around the $2,000 a week range. But all in all, positive week. Every week this year has been an up week so far, and I'm very pleased with how things are going. If you have any questions at all for me to make either about these charts, I have been known to miss things from time to time. Please don't hesitate. Just email me, mike@eminiunderground.com, or there's forms to fill out, the contact forms on either Trade Newton or on emini Underground, and I get back to all my emails. So I hope all of this makes sense for you, and please take advantage of, we have 2 things going on right now. One is a free 20-part email course that kind of gives you all of the background of how we think about trading, and some nuts and bolts specifics to how to enter and create a system of your own. And also, we've changed things up on how we're offering the system. You can get all of these indicators that you're seeing on these charts. You can get them for a price that you determine. I do this to help traders, and it kind of keeps me sharp, making sure that I'm going through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Day to day, it helps me stay on top of following my rules to the T, because that's what I'm teaching. And I get a lot out of it for that reason. And so what I've decided to do is, normally we charge about $1,400 for the indicator package. I'm asking that, at least $100 for the system. And, most people pay more than that. And really, it just kind of makes up for the time that I put into redoing the code and keeping things up to date for the different iterations of TradeStation, things of that nature. And you name a price that makes sense for you, and the idea is that you get to use the system and learn right alongside the rest of the people that are using Newton, and I'd like to see everyone make some money. So if you have any questions about that as well, please don't hesitate to contact me. Either click the contact button above, or again, mike@eminiunderground.com, and I hope to see more of you here. All right. Take care.